Welcome to the Great Texas Broadcast. We're firing up here a minute early. Just gotta take a little housekeeping here. Juke ball. Crew.
Hello.
Monkey business. World's greatest crew. Who's gonna beat everybody, including Aaron? Go ahead and say a few words.
I'm shy.
Just go.
Yeah, I guess we got a exciting next couple of days coming up. I'm trying to batten down everything before we try these boats out, see how much abuse they can take within 4 days. Things will break. People that'll be ahead will be in last place because of small little things that'll break, and people in last place will get huge gusts of winds and storms and waves, and Neptune's going to push them all around, and it's going to be a wonderful battle, and the next few days is all going to be focusing about the abuse that we can get our boats ready for.
Look at this.
Praying to
Look
the
at
wind
this.
gods.
Look at what I'm going to do. The wind is blowing in Austin. That south wind is starting to come in. We are going to have a beautiful run. You know what day it is on Wednesday? It's Christmas morning. Christmas morning. You know, when you're a kid, you get up on Christmas morning, you unwrap your presents. It's the best day of the year.
What did you ask
When
for
you're an
this year?
adult,
What did you ask for this year?
it's the Great Texas. So we're up to 4 viewers. That's right, 4 viewers. We got the chat room going live right now. If you want to say something, let us know how the audio sounds. I'm always interested in getting some feedback on yeah, something like that. Something like that. Well, I'm going to start out with a little serious business here to start out with, and we'll kind of let the viewers come in here. Look at that wind. Isn't it beautiful? Woo, baby. Put the spinnaker up. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go.
You know
Hey, I want to say something. Got to be serious here for a second. 3 years ago, a great man, an inspiration, a guy that inspired the Great Texas, passed away, Mike Worrell. He started the Worrell 1000, and I went out there and sailed it 3 times. What a great, intense race. It was the inspiration for the Great Texas. If it wasn't for the Worrell, if it wasn't for Mike Worrell, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. And next week, I know Mike is going to be sitting there looking at us with the biggest smile on his face to see us out there playing in the waves and in the big surf. And we have a trophy. The person that has the fastest elapsed time, Ingrid's in the house. She says it's going to be her. Gets the Mike Worrell trophy. And it's an absolutely beautiful trophy, worthy of memorializing a guy that was truly inspirational. And I just want to say one thing. My favorite Mike Worrell quote. Some dumb reporter came up to him, and the weather looked bad, nasty, and terrible. And the guy asked him, "Well, what do you think of the weather?" Mike Worrell said, "I don't care about the weather. We gotta go." He never did care about the weather. We always had to go. If it was blowing 40 and you had to go around Cape Hatteras, you went around Cape Hatteras, or at least you tried. So, great inspirational person. I love Mike Worrell. We miss you, buddy. We miss you, buddy. But, you know, I always, once again, for viewers that didn't see this, I always think of Mike because he died about 3 years ago, 1 week before the war, before the Great Texas. So I always think of him this week. So, anyways, on to more exciting things. Oh my God, Mr. Cuppy showing up himself. We've got Mike Burline about to come into the house. It's going to be a little bit of trouble. I want to big announcement. We got a big announcement before Mike Worrell gets, or Mike Burline gets over here. for you Dashers, we do not want to forget the Dashers. We got 15 Dashers registered, which is outstanding. And we have gotten a $500 silver sponsorship. Yes, for the Dash. For all the people in the Dash to come enjoy dinner with us. Team Dallas has thrown in $500 contribution just yesterday for the Dash, and we appreciate Team Dallas. Thank you very much, Team Dallas. And there is Quicksilver.
Yes, of course.
How you doing? You got a cuppa in hand?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, we'll get to you in a second. Mike, that's Ingrid. Ingrid, that's Mike. So, before we get going, I want to do one thing. We got to thank the sponsors always. Juke Automotive, gold sponsor. Silver Bullet, gold sponsor. Monkey Business, silver sponsor. Team Dallas, you just heard them announced, is a silver sponsor. Team Kiera is a silver sponsor. Tybach. And then we have a whole bunch of other people. Windcrest, Austin Cats, AAA Chemical, the Hilton, Clayton's, Andrew and Stephanie, thank you for the dinner. Texas City Dyke Yacht Club, who always feeds us great food. Quicksilver for the great food in Matagordy. Texas City Dyke, once again, because they're just that good. Joe Carlisle is doing the shrimp dinner in... Joe Carlisle is doing a fantastic total shrimp boil.
And Quentin and Brett.
And Quentin and Brett, who are part of the Juke Automotive, we really, really thank them for coming on board. So, we are up to a record number of viewers.
Really?
7.
7.
Do you realize
What?
that somewhere around 250,000 people watch this later?
Will at one point watch this.
At one point.
Yes.
So,
I mean, they don't rush home. They don't alter their schedule. I mean, these are sensible people, and so they will watch this at their leisure.
Why don't you say that over here?
audio sounds great, guys. I love the
You sit
feedback.
down here. I'm
Yeah.
not going to let this be
No.
an alloyed
There's not enough room for
commercial
Steve's
for Team
head,
Monkey
you
Business.
and me.
Oh, there's plenty of room. Oh, there he is. I was
Okay,
wondering
guys.
where you are.
I
You
was-
better not be late to show up when you're
I
our
was-
crew.
I was waiting for Wolverine to show up.
Without slurring. Well, I don't know that I can say
need
that.
you over there. Sorry,
Oh, for
bud.
crying out loud. You just invited me to the table, and now you kick me out.
I know I kicked you out. I'm going to kick you out, and we are going to go live with Team Kiera. Come on up here, Team Kiera.
That's you.
Kayara? Kayara, okay. I stand corrected. And I'm going to put you in the center, Ingrid. You're going to go right here. I'm going to sit off to the side.
Great. You do the talking.
Just thrown right into the lion's den.
Okay, we got to get kind of cozy in here. And I need to move this out. Well, as you can see, we have Wolverine over here with the interesting beard. And to my left here, Ingrid. Congratulations, you made it here. So, I'm trying to...
Realize what she's gotten herself
She hasn't gotten herself realized it. Okay, Ingrid, let's just cut to the chase. We don't need to screw around here much. Who's going to win the race?
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh!
the whole purpose of doing it, right? Is to win.
Yeah, we are sure about that. You know it.
He suspects it. He doesn't know it.
At this point, I'm the interviewer.
Oh, okay.
At this point, I'm Steve Deshay. Ha!
Okay.
You got to beat me first, but anyways. So you guys are going to win. How are you going to do it?
To start off with, on Saturday we're going to go to Padre Island National Seashore. We're going to put the boat together, and we're going to go for a sail. And we're going to sail upwind for a while, and then come back and finish. Kate's going to road crew for us to Mustang Island State Park, and we're going to finish at the finish. And that's going to be, I think, a really good start. Get the boat underneath her feet, experience what it's going to be like, while we're out there sailing in the Gulf. And she's a fast learner, so we'll just go from there.
All right.
That's the plan anyway.
Well, Terry Rousat just showed up here, and so what do you think of Texas so far?
Yeah, it's great.
Warm enough?
Yeah, it's warm enough. But the squirrels, I don't like them. No, they scare me. The people, they are nice, and I saw the Capitol today. It's huge. Yeah, I like it.
We don't make
Oh,
we don't make little
and
things in
not,
Texas.
What else
not to
is huge?
forget, I ate my first taco this morning.
Right on.
Yep.
She had a breakfast taco. I didn't even know there was a person that had never had a breakfast taco, but I met one today.
Where'd you take her?
I think John or Rose probably.
Bolden Creek Cafe.
Is that where you guys went?
I don't know. I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't screw around. When we build capitals, we make them really, really big. In fact, ours is bigger than the U.S. Capitol. And our coastline is bigger than any other coastline. And it blows on that coastline better than anybody else's.
That's not true. That's not true.
What's
It's
the-
Florida. Florida.
We have the longest undeveloped stretch of barrier island in the world.
That's true.
That is true.
So let's see, you're going to be sailing on Michael Yost Infusion.
Yes, thank you, Michael. You're
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you very much, Michael. Hey, let's give a shout out to all of those Women Fund sponsors.
Yes, thank you.
There's a ton of them. There's a few of them in the audience here. They're the ones that really made this happen. Get our first women skipper out there. So you're going to be sailing an Infusion. Have you sailed an Infusion before?
Yeah, I did sail Infusion before. Yeah, I love the boat.
And so,
really warming it up. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Keep that those long steps going.
Yeah, great.
so are you? You were out here for F-18 Worlds, right?
Yeah, but then I was sailing the Cirrus.
Cirrus?
Yep.
Cirrus R?
Yep.
In California.
Yep.
So what's the difference between a Cirrus and an Infusion?
The difference between a Cirrus and an Infusion?
Yeah. Thank you.
The Cirrus.
I don't know if everybody can hear what question he just asked.
The Cirrus can't capsize.
The Cirrus can't capsize.
Yeah, I did it once. But-
Really?
Yeah.
But the Infusion, you can push those pretty hard.
Yeah, we're gonna do
I
that.
I remember I've done the Great Texas Southern Infusion 3 times. Well, 2.5.
2.5 times. You want to come around and tell your story so people can hear you?
Hey, Mike, you're either standing up here or you're sitting down there.
All right.
And we got a guest of honor
Do I
here.
get to sit in your lap? No. How about, can I sit in your lap?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I lurk over you?
That's fine.
Okay. So you've sailed the Infusion and the Cirrus, and you prefer the Cirrus.
No, I prefer the Infusion.
Really?
Yeah, I sailed the Cirrus and the Wildcat. I think every F-18.
Yeah.
But the difference is the Infusion just keeps going,
Yeah.
and
familiar with
but
that.
I think in the end the Cirrus can be quicker, but the Infusion is
A little bit easier to sail,
easier
a little more
sail.
forgiving.
Infusion is easy to sail. That thing
Yeah.
is a rocket ship, and it.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure it stays together. But
And-
you got a good crew. I mean,
Yeah,
this
look at
guy. We did it on an Infusion.
Yeah.
And
We were in second until somebody made a poor decision.
Yep. That's true.
Now,
I'll own up to that.
well, no, we both made that decision.
We
Both-
did.
There were 2 of us.
oh, you didn't go off the beach?
We didn't
In
go off
those
the
big
beach.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
We didn't make that.
Well, we would have gone off the beach if Chris Green had made it off the beach.
But when he
When he flipped over and his mast broke.
So this is 2
Two
years ago,
confession time.
3 years ago
Three
when
years
we
ago.
had
3 or 4 years ago.
a very big set of rollers coming in at Matagorda Beach, and they were big.
They were big.
You looked at those and, you went,
and the wind was
woo!
wind was pretty
The
light.
wind was light, and we were on Carl Deckard's boat.
We were
and
on somebody else's boat.
And it wasn't insured.
Oh, I never knew that part. I would have.
So,
no, we're not.
so we went up. So we started. Most of us made it out, but Chris Green rolled it backwards in the surf, flipped over, snapped the mast, and had a big yard sale.
And our whole decision was, is if everybody makes it off the beach without any problems, we would go. And when that happened,
we just rolled it out and
we put it away.
Rolled it back. And I'm shamefaced about it.
Yeah, because we were doing pretty good at that
Because we were
point.
doing really good. We ended up third that year.
Well, I got a little special guest
I think
that
we
I want to
came
bring in
in
here at this point. And, you know, as long as we're talking smack and, you know, Sirius's and all that type of stuff, we might as well,
Let somebody else weigh in.
yeah, let somebody else weigh in.
And who would that be?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, come on.
I have an idea.
We have a little surprise coming up here.
Pat Gary, isn't it?
John Casey, please leave your message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
JC, John Casey.
Oh, for crying out loud.
John Casey. We said we were going to call you. You said you were going to be available. Well, we were going to try and get... These guys said they were going to win. So I was going to get the guy that won last year on the... Who sails a Cirrus, as long as we were talking about it.
But he's sailing both.
Yeah.
He's sailing Nacra and
Nacra and
Cirrus.
Yep. Well, we may try to give John another call here in a bit, but yeah, he's.
So I remember
he said he
you.
was
I remember
gonna be
you
available.
telling me on our trip back from Houston that Speed asked you what kind of boat would you like to sail, and you said right away Infusion.
Yeah.
And so that's the boat we're going to end up on. So that's
Well,
cool that
that-
you're
that
actually
is-
on the boat you want to
and
be
you're
on.
And when she said
comfortable on that boat,
Wildcat,
that's
when
Oh,
she
that's
said
right, she said Wildcat,
she
they
said
had-
no.
No.
She nixed that. Sorry,
So we're
Chris
not in
Green.
Wildcat.
The Wildcat seems hard to sail because really good sailors sometimes can't make it go fast.
Well,
I
it's,
mean,
I
sometimes
think
they can, but you know.
It's a perfect boat, upwind, but on the downwind it's pretty hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
it's more of a buoy racing boat the way it's designed as opposed to spinnaker reaching. Offshore spinnaker reaching.
Offshore spinnaker reaching.
Yeah,
Well,
Chris,
which is
Chris
what we
has
get
had a
into
lot
a
of
lot.
challenge with that,
Yeah.
running that boat.
Well,
in
and
the
John
Great
had it.
Texas.
John also had a challenge with it that one year that he sailed it, and that's why I think he sold it at the end of the race because it doesn't work very well in that race.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think
You
that
can always
might
be
be
surprised by something.
one of the reasons why he sold
Well, the
it.
infusion loves the Great Texas. I mean, I did. That was the first year I trophied it. It was on a borrowed infusion. And it was my first year on one, and I was with Tommy Tyrone, and we had no business going as fast as we were going. We were sailing you and I forget who you were sailing with. And
Clay?
We just. I'm sorry. We made you look bad. We
So-
Doesn't
So,
matter.
that wasn't- that must not-
this year you got a whole different crew setup, and so it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
So
But that
I
year
want to change the subject a little bit here. You're missing round Texel.
Ooh, that's got to sting. Because that.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, I was watching the Texel. It's a fantastic race.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're missing it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I sailed it
Mike.
for the last 4 years, I think.
Being censored.
And it's warmer over here.
It is a lot warmer over here. So how many times have you sailed Texel?
I think 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah. I even won this
What-
watch over there.
You won that watch doing
Yeah.
Texel? Sweet. Which, are there more than one race? Is there more than one race at round
The
Texel?
round
or
Texel is just one race, but
Just
the
one race?
3 days before,
the 3 days before?
you've got the Dutch Championship.
And that's all just around the buoys?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sorry?
So, what place did you come in to win the watch?
What?
What place did you come in to win the watch?
First ladies team.
First ladies team?
Yeah.
And that was an all-women crew?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I was crewing that race. It was on a Hobie 16, I think.
It was on a Hobie 16?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm
Wait,
sorry, I missed this. So,
We're talking about her racing around Texel. She
Oh,
won
okay.
the all-women's crew.
oh
and She won
really?
this watch.
Let me
She
see
got
it.
first place.
So this is a round Texel. Look at
Yeah.
Trophy.
So I won it, and I thought it.
this. That's pretty cool.
So what all, I know you sailed around Texel on an F-18. What other boats have you sailed it on besides the 16? Just the 18 and the 16?
Yeah, the 16 and 18. Yep. With Spinnaker.
With Spinnaker?
Yeah.
A 16 with Spinnaker?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, otherwise it would take me too long to round the island.
So how many times have you done that race?
Yeah, I think 4 times.
And how long is that?
Yeah. What?
Do you know the kilometers?
No.
No.
How long does it take?
Well, okay. You said that Misha has the record at like 2
Yeah.
hours and,
And a half.
and
yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah. So that's
So-
got to be
But it was the record.
60 miles?
50
60
miles.
miles?
Yeah,
50
about
miles?
60 miles.
It's at least 60.
It's at least 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right. You could do 60 miles in 2.5
2.5
hours.
hours. Yeah.
You're ripping though.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is Misha.
Yeah.
He's fast.
That's a race I would like to. I would
That would
love
be a
to
good
do.
race
Is
to
come
do.
over there and do the round Texel. Except it's always right there. The other race that's pretty cool that I've been invited to come over and sail is the Raid Revenge up in Sweden,
Yeah.
and I think that was last weekend that event was going on. So that would be a fun one to go catch sometime. So cool.
A raid would be fun. Just anyone. That sounds really interesting.
Yep.
Especially if there's lots of islands to go around.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's a.
We'd have to go to Minnesota to do that, huh? Eh?
Oh yeah.
We eat some cheese along the way.
You betcha. How's your Minnesota accent?
I think pretty bad. I just keep my Dutch accent.
Okay.
Very good Dutch accent.
Yeah, you do a good Dutch accent. So you're gonna win. You're gonna beat Mike Berline. You're gonna beat us. All right.
And the Frog. And Mikey Roar.
And John Tomko.
Hopefully. I mean, it is possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. Anything can happen out there.
All right. Well, I wanted to see if I could get
It's a
other
difficult
person
race
in
to
here.
win, and it does require some luck to win. And so, just with that being said, anything can happen. It's very winnable by any boat.
Do you call yourself a lucky person?
Been pretty lucky recently, other than the fact that I got locked out of my apartment today. Yeah, that was really lucky, wasn't it?
When are you guys getting down there?
We're gonna leave tomorrow.
Wow, that's good.
We're gonna stay at a friend's house in Corpus Friday night and Saturday night. So we're gonna sail on Saturday, and then drive down Sunday to Padre Island.
Good.
Yep.
You got all your safety gear?
Yep.
Yep.
I texted you the number.
I know, I saw that. So you've read all the rules?
Yep. I really did during my flights. I read them. I needed.
Wait a minute,
I
you said you slept for 8 hours.
And then you watched the movie.
Yeah, no, I slept 8 hours.
So she read the rules.
In the last 20 minutes, I read them.
Uh-huh.
And I needed the rules and the notes of the race and all the stuff to get through customs.
Uh-huh.
So it was also good that I had
Oh,
them
they
with
were
me.
asking you why you were here?
Yep.
Tell that story. It's funny.
Again?
Yeah, sure. I know you've told me that many times already, but
Oh, yeah. I had to show them the notes of the race and I don't know the other things I had with me and my entry on the list. I had to show it when I got through customs, and then they were like, okay, but that starts in more than 1 week, and I was like, yeah, that's great. And
Whoops, we lost some lighting.
I was attacked.
Yeah, it's getting windy out here. Go ahead.
And Aaron told me the address where I would stay the first night. So I said, this is the address. Okay, but what are you gonna do the first few days? Because there's no water over there. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you're gonna skipper a race, but you have no idea what you're gonna do now. And I was like, no idea. So they didn't want to let me go through, but in the end they did. It was fun. It took me a while. Yep. And then Aaron was driving
Around in circles.
around in circles.
You like that Black Thunder?
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Well, cool.
I hope we do better in the race than we did on the airport.
Going through customs. You hope it's quicker in the race.
And we could communicate
Yeah,
some more.
we'll communicate better.
Yep.
Great.
She's gonna sing during the race.
I'm
Can you
gonna
sing us a song now?
No.
Come on.
No.
She's saving her vocal cords for the
Yeah.
race.
All right. Hold on a second. You take over interview.
What?
You
Me?
take over interview.
I was banned from the...
No,
the-
you're not.
Oh,
You're allowed to ask questions.
I'm allowed to have questions. All right. Well, you got to be disappointed about missing the Texel, around Texel. Because I was watching a video about that today. That looks like so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It is fun.
How many of those guys are really, I mean, because there's like 200 boats, right?
No
How many-
more. Some years you've got 500 boats.
Good Lord.
What I want to know
It's,
is, I know how
how
the
many of the-
racers do it. I know how they sail around the thing, and that's no
How
problem.
many of those
but
guys
how,
are really, really serious?
how
and
does
how
the
many are
race
just
committee
guys on
finish it?
on whatever?
I think 70 of them are pretty serious.
Are really going as fast as
Yeah, but
Are there different classes?
yeah, all the catamaran.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but every F18 race in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah. Any F18 racer is going to be wanting to do this race.
Yeah, and normally you have, I think, 40 or 50, 60 boats on the starting line in any race during the whole year. So
That just really like digs a dagger in my heart. When you guys got 50 or 60 boats on the line, and we can barely scratch up like 6 or 8.
But even in the winter when it's snowing in the Netherlands,
Oh, for crying out loud! Why do you keep twisting the knife?
then we go training together, and I think there are almost 25 boats every time,
Wow.
even when there's snow. So
And what do you think the Dutch sailors would think if they came over here and the wind was nice and warm and the water was nice and warm and there's sandy beaches where they could put their boats in and not scratch them up or anything, and it's windy all the time and warm, and they'd love it.
yeah, that's the reason why I'm here.
You're smarter than the average Dutchman, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, so maybe next year we'll get 2 of you. Maybe? Who knows?
I-
Depends
I-
on whether you win. If you win, you got to come back. John Casey accepted.
I spoke to many sailors, and they are interested. So, but I think it would be a good idea not to do it on the same time with Grand Texel.
Well, I mean, I don't know what
It's-
I don't know what
I'm
the
here
management was
because I
thinking.
love the sun.
Well, you're
You're
going
gonna
to
get plenty of that.
But yeah, be careful about that, because that is the one thing that'll kill you. I remember, several well, it's more than 1 year, that I went out with a crew who just got burned lobster
Blistered.
red. Yeah, and just, ugh, it's not good. And I've done it myself. And you can really get sunburn in a hurry. So I hope you, and I hate to say this, I hope you have all over coverage. Maybe some skin-tight lycra or something like that.
Yep.
If you don't, I can lend you
Yeah,
some.
I've got everything with me. Yeah.
You're familiar with it, because you probably spend all the time out there in the sun, sailing? Most of the time?
In the wetsuit.
Yeah.
In a wetsuit? Well, yeah, in a wetsuit. But here, it's not a wetsuit. It's you just need to stay
You wear
covered.
a cool suit. You just need to. You wear. Well, yeah. Essentially, I mean, the
'Cause
bike
they'll be-
suits that a lot of the guys wear were designed for the racing in Beijing when the Olympics were held there because the temperatures were so hot. So
Really?
the clothing is actually designed to keep you cool
Well, there'll be times when you're going to
and
be
keep you protected
just
from the sun. At the same
sweating
time.
like a whatever, and then there'll be times when you're going to be absolutely freezing cold,
Yeah, it is.
and you really don't have time to change. You don't have time to put on layers or anything like that. I mean, you're sailing the whole.
You're sailing the whole way, and I think what I do is I wear basically a 1 mil Farmer John, and I'm very hot at the starting line, but I'm thankful that I have it on towards the end of the
When
day
you're finished.
when you're finishing and the sun's starting to get low on the horizon, and
You get him?
you've been wet all day long.
Kick me off again.
Kick you off again. And, well, we've got John Casey on the line here. How you doing, John?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great, great. Well, we're here with Ingrid, and I know
Hi, John.
that you know Ingrid,
Hey, Ingrid.
and
How are you?
I'm fine. I like the weather over here.
I bet you do. It's warmed up a little bit for you.
hey, John. So the first thing she said was she was going to win this event. You won the event last year. Can you give us some advice on how to win the race?
Look at the clouds real close. They'll tell you where to go.
Is everyone able to hear that?
That's
Yeah.
what won it for us last year, Just stand right on the outside of the storm clouds and ride them out. And it gets really strange. Of course, everyone wants to go to the coastline, but you have to look up into the sky to see what's going to happen next.
Any other advice?
Any other advice?
I don't need it,
You
John.
land on your left?
I really don't need it, John. Thank you. I think Steve, he needs the advice.
Yeah, give me the advice, baby.
Yeah, well,
Good
you're
one.
moving up to the fleet, man. You're going to be a strong contender this year, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna win.
All right, there you go. I know, watch out. You got Tomka sitting back there, I'm sure, being all quiet. But
I've been two broken masts away from winning this race twice. I've gotten second in the race twice, and it was the years that, the year that Tomko breaks down is the year that you got to get that, or has a problem is the year that you got to jump in there. Typically.
This year.
So.
It's going to be.
What do you see happening this time around? I mean, we're sitting in the middle of a tropical storm right now in Florida.
I know that. My wife is actually in Florida trying to get back to Texas. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cranked down here right now. It's been raining all day. Nasty.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's that thing supposed to go? I haven't been paying attention.
You're not going to see this thing.
Then it's going to be.
Just fix that.
Well, we've been, right now it's blowing out of the south, just great wind. I expect to see that next week. So.
You brought a bikini, right? Because it's hot down there.
I brought 7.
7.
Yep.
There you go. One a day.
Yeah.
Sweet. And have you been on the beach yet? It's like a furnace down there.
No, I haven't been there yet.
She hasn't been to the South Padre furnace.
Ah,
It's warm down there.
I think Ingrid's being very Dutch. She's here early to train,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Right. Nice. See, that whenever I was in Europe, it was one of the biggest things that I carried over to sailing here was the amount that everyone trains. You know, we were always training, always trying to get better. So Ingrid's got a thing or two to show you guys.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Strong competitor. Very cool. You still have that Cirrus, Ingrid?
What? Sorry. What
You
did?
still have a Cirrus?
No, I don't. I tried to make it to the Olympic team on the 17 last winter, but I didn't make it. So now I'm changing back to windsurfing. So after this race, I moved to the Caribbean.
Really?
So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You become a windsurfer.
Very
Right near
cool.
Venezuela.
Really?
Yeah. You go from a very nice place to a nicer place.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Cool. For the RSX?
Sorry?
RSX?
Yes.
Or something
Yeah.
else? Oh, very awful. Very good.
But I keep cat sailing.
So you guys have some bets going over there about who's going to win? Anything on the line?
I just don't want to take money away from people that easily.
It doesn't always have to be money, you know. It can be, you know, favors to, you know, rum, anything.
We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. Hey, John, I want to mention, so Ingrid said that she's in an Olympic campaign, and I know the reason that you're not joining us this year is that you're doing an Olympic campaign, too. You want to talk a little bit about your campaign?
Sure, Steve, thanks. I go back to train this weekend again in Miami, training down there for a few days. Of course, we went to Palma and raced in Palma, Miami World Cup. We've been training really hard in the gym, on the water. That's all I've been seeing lately. And we're going to head over to Ingrid's part of the world at the end of this month to start training for World Championships. And then come back, we'll train for like 10 days. We'll come back for 12 days and then go back over there, train, and then race Worlds, come back. And then we've got a full circuit lined up here in the States over the winter to do. Because we've got a bunch of NACRA 17s coming in, so we're excited.
So who are you sailing with?
I'm sailing with Sarah Newberry. You probably know Jamie Livingston. He's a long-time distance racer. Won the World 1000 a couple times. Plenty of championships. Sarah's won the youth multi-hull championship here in the States. And, you know, she's amazing help. And I've transitioned from driving the boat to crewing now, so I've had to get in better shape. So, you know, it's all great. We're having a great time out there.
Well, so you picked up the life of sailing with a woman, too.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Communication is a bit different. You approach everything from different angles. Motivating each other is a bit different too. You know, sailing with guys, you can, you know, mess around and be kind of tough on each other. And when you're not, sometimes you just have to dial it back a little bit and think about what you're doing. And yeah, staying positive is really the key. And communicating to each other. Because it's not like a husband and wife in a way that, you know, this is the person you're going to to be with for the rest of your life, and you work everything out really quickly, but it can get a little tougher than that, actually. So it's a whole other relationship. And, I look forward to tackling it. It's been a fun time.
So, John, I really appreciate your giving me your perspective of crewing when you're used to skippering, and Philippe's a better driver than I am.
Ooh,
But I'm a better crew than he is, and I imagine you could say the same thing about Sarah, or except you're probably a better driver than she is. But you're certainly a much better crew on an F-18. But it's got to be tough to change roles like that.
Yeah, you're totally right. Leading when we first started, when we did have 16 nationals, did really well, and then we did Miami World Cup. I was still driving from the front of the boat too much, and in Palma, I started to make the transition to let go. You have to let go of that, and let the helm do their thing, and give directions and do your job. But if I'm back in her office thinking about what she's doing, then I'm not doing my job right. So, yeah, that's something that I've had to let go, and breaking down all the different aspects of it. There's upwind, downwind, and everything. What does the crew do in these situations instead of what does the helm do in these situations? But the good part is that I know as a driver what I wanted from my crew. So I can go back and think about that and say, if I was driving, I would want my crew doing this. Right? So it kind of makes the role of stepping into the crew easy in a sense that I know what she needs, but hard in a sense that I want her to drive a certain way. I would have drove like this. I would have done this. You know, let go of that.
But I'm sure you communicate on the boat.
Huh?
I'm sure you communicate a lot on the boat.
It's constant, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's all the time. And I'm talking, I'm chatting, I'm talking, and
yeah, we're familiar.
And that's one of the things. Is like, what do you filter out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting her to talk more.
Yeah.
Because when I was helming, you have a guy that's good coming over to the boat, and now he's crewing, and you're driving for him, right? And she's trying to do it really well.
Right.
And I have to let her do it and not put extra pressure on her to perform. And as soon as I start relaxing on her,
yeah.
then boom, she is amazing, absolutely amazing. So, that's one of the things, and it's my problem, right? You're saying, and you're exactly right. Going from the helm to the crew is difficult to do because I'm kind of in control. You're always in control of the boat, and now you're not.
Hey John, I want to jump in here. There's a couple of conversation items on the chat which I really appreciate. I got one more question for you, but I really gotta give a big shout out to Team Dallas. I think I see here that John jumped on the John Webster jumped on a little late. You missed the big thank you. We had an announcement at the beginning of the broadcast that Team Dallas was an official silver sponsor of the Dash, and that everybody that is entered into the Dash is allowed to go to the banquet. So we're going to encourage everybody to come to the banquet, the shrimp banquet, and I really hats off to those guys, and thanks so much. I also see it looks like Jeremy's out there. Hi to Jeremy, and there's a whole bunch of other people hitting the chat line, so we appreciate that. I got one more question for you, John, and then we're going to get going. Tell us a little bit about the fundraising for this, because I can imagine this isn't all that cheap, and last time I checked, you weren't a billionaire, so you probably have to raise a few dollars associated with this.
Yeah, this week has been a fundraising week, so we got our partner package put together, and we've been hitting people. I'm sure all you guys that I'm talking to are going to get an email in the next week, but you know.
Why don't you send it next Wednesday? I'm sure I'll respond right away.
Yeah, maybe not the best timing for you guys, but yeah, just our budget just for World, is 16 grand. So there's a lot of fundraising, and we have a lot of donors that have helped us out, private donors along the way. So we're looking okay, but we're not on the U.S. sailing team yet. Because U.S. Sailing wanted to make the decision at World Championships on who is on the team. So after Worlds, hopefully we'll make it onto the team, and then they put together a really nice package that's better than previous years for the people on their team. And let me tell you, U.S. Sailing has been a huge help. There's been a rift between cat sailors and U.S. Sailing for a while, right? Like a disconnect.
Yeah, that's we've heard tell.
They're really coming through for whatever team wants to race the NACRA 17 this year. They pay all the logistics. They've given us all a coach, Leandro Spina. We've been part of these great camps, and they've just been big helps to Josh Adamson, Charlie McKee, and all the new guard there at the Olympic Committee, USOC. It's just been amazing. I mean, they want to win medals. Last time around, we didn't win medals, right?
Yeah.
So they're really, really, really digging their heels in. I mean, the Oak Cliff Sailing Center bought 8 NACRA 17s up there to get new talent in, and after Worlds, if we do well there, then we'll be okay with the funding, But getting to that point, we still need some help.
Fantastic. Well,
We're pulling for you.
yeah, we're pulling for you, and if you send us ask us for some money, I know I'll throw some in.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Well,
I'll send it out. We're all set to go. It's a full-time job. I mean, honestly, to do the campaign. You guys know you probably have a friend that started doing a campaign in tornadoes a while back, and
Yep.
he was around, and then he wasn't around anymore, and he was campaigning. So it's everything, logistics and coaching and training, and keeping the boat up because you're doing a lot of sailing, and there's just training partners, and you're doing coordinating with training partners and getting everything done around the world. So it's a big process, and keep up with us on our USA Multi-Hull 2016 site. That's our official website. I just put a new post up there a few days ago, and on our Facebook, Newberry Casey 2016.
You guys are doing a great job of publicizing your campaign.
And we're going to do better,
All right.
So to come into a quad right in the beginning, and you're in the top 10, you're going to the medal rounds in your very first international regatta. I was really happy.
Well,
really happy with the car. A lot of times you come in and you've got to start in 30th and then build your way up.
all right. Well,
you guys have done real well.
yeah, John. We're gonna have to let you go here. We appreciate it. We appreciate getting the trophies back. We hope to see you back here this year.
Yeah, thanks for the call. I really want to come back. You guys have got to keep the success going. I love the distance racing. That's my passion. That's what I started doing. We're all 1,000 days, and I want to keep doing that. We need more of it, and you guys are really holding the fort for us, and I appreciate that.
All right. Well, we're gonna say goodbye. We'll see you, John.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything.
You're welcome back anytime.
Hey, thanks for the call.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, That was fantastic.
I can't believe he's not showing up this year.
I love John. That's great for him, great of him, and you know we got to be a good supporter of his Olympic campaign, so that he can go beat those Dutch people that beat her out for the spot
Yeah.
on the team. There's one other thing that I wanted to throw on the agenda tonight, and one or two more things, but. As long as we have our woman skipper here. The last time I was
Out loud.
kicking over beer. The last time I was here, or last time we had a meeting, we did a little bit of fundraising for the women's skipper fund, and we have done fairly well. We've got most of the trip paid. There's just one problem. It's a big problem. We don't have the money to get her home.
She's going to have to stay here.
So, I don't know if you guys want to throw a few bones in.
Maybe she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, maybe she's going to do a Lee Wickland on us and just stay
in
forever.
Texas.
So, the Women's Skipper Fund is still open for funding, and I think that we need a little bit more money, and that would always be helpful. You want to say something? It's your team. It's your.
Yeah, thanks to all the people who sponsored already. And yeah, thanks a lot.
Kaihara.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. What?
Kaihara. The Kaihara.
Yeah, especially Kaihara. We are proud to be their team, and yeah,
It means a lot to be associated with a team like Kaihara. I know that from being associated with Team Quicksilver. What does Kaihara do? Can you describe that? I mean, we're not all familiar with Kaihara.
Do you want to explain it?
Sure, they're physical therapists who specialize in stretching, and they have stretching techniques that are
You have a
new.
number?
And yes, I do.
I'd like to get that.
You'd like to get that?
I would. I'm a
All
big
right.
proponent of stretching.
So,
Yes.
how can you donate? Well, if you're on the chat right there, you can just put your type in how much you want to contribute, or you can send me an email, or you can send me a text, or you can send Terry an email, or you can send any one of us in any way you want to communicate to us that you want to make a donation to the Women's Skipper Fund.
You didn't mention my email.
You can send an email to Berline.
I promise I'll convey it over to you.
And
Okay.
match whatever anybody sends?
Are you going to match?
I
He'll
will.
match whatever
I will.
anybody
Well, Jane
sends
Keith will
tonight.
match. She will. I just.
You're going to match.
I will match any donation directed specifically to me. Jane Keith will match.
Sent to your email.
Sent to my email.
Okay, you heard it.
What's his email?
Mike.Berline@gmail.com. And if you know how to spell my name, then you can just go ahead and send all those emails right into me, and I'll match every single one of them.
Mike.
Don't you help them out.
Dot Berline.
Don't. Mike.Berline@gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
That is correct.
Don't.
Thanks, Mike.
There it is, right there.
Put that in closer. Closer. And then hold it still.
There.
Back up. Just
Yeah. There you go.
Has to match
That, if you send an email right now to that email, he will match the
This
contribution.
is helping the cause of a woman who
It's
might
already
just beat me
said.
in my own race.
Yes. No, that will beat you.
You guys got it?
Will beat you.
Possibly has a chance. We've got to consider that she's saddled with you as well.
What?
What?
You're going to be slippery, and we're going to get away.
I
And
bet
you're
you
gonna
are
be
going to be slippery.
like, what happened?
Slippery little thing, you.
You guys just keep bantering. You two banter for a second. I got something I need to do.
Billy's watching.
You're about to make a donation.
You have to
I have to come back in?
No,
All right.
Billy,
Just
$1,000.
than that. No.
How we doing? How's your email looking?
I don't carry one of those.
You
Yes,
don't.
do. Check it.
Oh no.
Thanks for calling. You'll try and call.
Okay, I'm trying to call John Williams, but he's not available. So.
John Williams. Oh, he'll screw me. Don't call John Williams.
All right. I want to
guy's
bring up one
rolling,
other
though.
person to sit here for a minute. Terry, can you come up here for a minute?
Don't let her
Are
sit.
we all
You're
done?
going to stay
Oh.
up here. You want to maybe jump in that chair over there?
Bowling range. And then
I'm
Burbank
gonna
will
let
hover
you,
over and breathe on your neck.
I'm going to let you. You can ask Ingrid any questions you want, or if you want to take an opportunity to say something about the race for next week. Terry Rousset, Commodore, the world's greatest Commodore of the Great Texas Fleet. What wisdom do you have for us this evening?
I mean, I guess first we could mention the race. Everything's set up. They've got the banquet going. Dash. Andrew and Melissa have got the dash covered really well. Everybody's headed south pretty soon. Anywhere from Sunday, Monday. Everyone should be down there pretty much by Monday night. So we're all excited about that. And everything's set up, so we're good there. But I think a lot of women might be interested with Ingrid here. I mean, the women are kind of the minority, at least in this area, pretty much, especially on F-18.
Stop it! Put that thing down! Put that down! They're more interested in looking at Ingrid and Terry than my email address. Put it down!
He's matching it.
No, I'm not. Oh, I am, but don't. You didn't see that.
But anyway, on the F-18, women are certainly the minority here in this area. And I myself, I started on a Hobie 16 and did that for a decade and went to Hobie 20 and loved it. But now with the F-18, it's really hard to break into it because, of course, the guys, when they own their boats, they want to be the driver. And so it's really hard for a woman. Hold on, can somebody go get my dog? It's wandering away. Sorry. It's really hard to get into because to be the crew on an F-18 is incredibly difficult, unless you're just going upwind. At least for me, if you're not used to raising and dropping the chute a lot, it's very demanding. And so I think a lot of women have a hard time jumping from another boat onto the F-18. Is there anything you can suggest for them to break into it more, either as a crew or as the driver, or?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You make it sound so easy.
No, I thought the same thing. 2 years ago, I was still on the V16, and then I thought, yeah, if I want to get better, I have to switch to the F-18. So yeah, I just switched and trained a lot. And in the Netherlands, like John already said, we train a lot. Even in the winter, we are always training.
Breaking ice to get out, right?
Yep, breaking ice to get out. And
by training, you mean on the boat training?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and also after sailing, also in the gym.
Okay.
I think the last few years I was 5 days a week on the water between March and
Nice.
September.
Nice.
I trained a lot. So I think every girl, woman can do it, but just train a lot. Yeah.
Are there a lot of women sailing F-18 in the Netherlands?
No, not that many. There are not many women racing on the F-18, but it's getting bigger. In the F-16 class, there are many girls now. I don't really know how they are doing, but they train a lot and they travel a lot as well to do some racing.
Mhm.
So, but cat sailing is pretty big in the Netherlands. Yeah. So,
Well, and so you said you started on a Hobie 16?
yep.
And then, so what was your progression from there?
My progression?
So you went from a Hobie 16 directly to an F18?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Hobie 6. I started on a Hobie 16 with a spinnaker,
Okay.
and then I just switched over. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've been very lucky with all the trainers and coaches I got the last few years. They made it a bit easier. I didn't have to do it on myself. I almost got a trainer every time, so that's great.
How long have you been competing internationally?
5 years now.
5 years.
Yeah, when I started, I started internationally as well. It wasn't the same, but I've been pretty lucky when I started cat sailing. Thijs Visser, he's doing an Olympic campaign now for the Netherlands, and he was my trainer.
Oh.
And 1 month later, I got a boat sponsored and got a trainer.
Wow.
So I think I just have been lucky, and I still am because I'm now over here.
That's cool. That's great. That's good.
Well, anything else you can think of for next week, Steve, or anything to mention to the teams coming in to remember to get ready for, or?
You know, I have to say one thing, you know, just in general, a lot of people have been asking, the race is really well organized. We're a little disappointed with the number of people in the Great Texas, but financially right now we're about, I think we need about one more $500 sponsor and we're even, and maybe even less than that. So we're going to financially make it. We're going to live. Next year we're going to come back bigger and better with the more boats on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always promising next year, but next year is going to be the year. Really happy with the Dash. We have 15 boats signed up.
Oh, amazing! So we got quite a few the last couple of days.
Yeah. We got a good number of people on the Dash. We're going to have 22, 23 boats starting on Saturday. There's somebody telling me, here's a really good suggestion. There is a all-female Dash team. I'm sorry, but if you could text me who that is. I haven't kept track of them all, but we do have some women teams on the Dash too.
Excellent.
And so I think we're going to have probably the most number of people on the line on Saturday. So that's really exciting. There is one more thing that I really wanted to bring up, and it was this piece of paper. And the reason I wanted to bring this piece of paper up is, if you hadn't noticed, you have 15 minutes, or you have about 5 more minutes to send an email and say, I'm giving money to this account right here, and Ingrid's not coming to the race unless you donate money. That's what she just. And what we're going to do is in 5 minutes we are going to. The lighting's gotten weird. In 5 minutes we're going to bring Burr Line up and we're going to look at the email, and everybody that's made a contribution by that time will be counted. Otherwise, you lose your opportunity. Is that fair, Mike?
That's what he's hoping for.
The flag fell a long time ago.
So you got about 4 more minutes to get your email in.
9:05.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to reveal. We're going to log into the account. He doesn't have his phone here, so he can't look at people as they're sending them in here. And we're going to look at the total amount raised here.
We will watch this on YouTube tomorrow. Did you
get John Williams on the phone to let him know?
No, and so a couple more things. Very good news. You know, on the dash, there's going to be, Billy just sent me, there's going to be 2 starts, a spinnaker and a non-spinnaker. And the women's team is Michelle Rathkamp and Beverly Simmons.
Oh,
So
okay.
we do have a
Nice.
women's team on the dash, and I think according to my atomic watch, you now have 2 minutes left to get your money in here, and otherwise we're about
30 seconds.
a minute and 30 seconds.
And I want to mention really quick Melissa and Andrew up in
Oh,
the
yes,
Dallas area
yes.
because they aren't down here, so you don't see them when we have these broadcasts, and you don't hear their name a lot. But Andrew has stepped up incredibly well to do the dash and get it set up for us. And Melissa, along with helping Andrew on that, also does our T-shirts every year. Design, gets them ordered, gets them put together. So those two, and they've been with us forever. Andrew used to be the Commodore, and still to this day, even though he's up in Dallas, works with us so much. So I have to mention them because they're just amazing
He is
people.
a great Texas veteran himself. He did it in the early days.
Andrew did?
I believe so. He's done at least a leg or two.
No, he's never done that.
I don't think he's
But-
ever done.
He has.
Can you ask the people for money one last time?
No, don't put the prettiest girl in the room up there to ask for donation. She'll bankrupt me.
That's what we all hope for, Ingrid, believe me. So don't worry about him. Pretend he's not here. It's okay.
Just have to. Okay, please.
Don't make it heartfelt. Just
Can you just go a little bit more, please, please?
If you're nothing better to do, give us a donation.
Put a couple tears maybe coming down.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. A couple tears, just real close.
Stop looking into the.
Yeah, just look real close and bag.
I've got kids to send to college.
They're not going to college after tonight. They're going to ACC, baby.
All right, time's up.
Time's up. You guys. What we're gonna do for fun here is we've got something called the internet here. It's fantastic. It's so much fun, and we can get on and we can see how well we did with in a Gmail account. So we're gonna get Mike to come up here and log into his Gmail account, and we're gonna reveal the total amount, which is probably like $0. It better be.
Yeah, I hope it is.
So we're gonna
Add account.
I want to sign out. Just give us one more minute here. I can probably sign in for you. Mike.
Dot Berline.
Burline.
Now I'm gonna have to.
I can guess your email.
No, you can't.
Well, it's got to be really easy. Fluffy.
No.
Cuppy number 1.
It's always my boat and the sail number.
No.
Just set it online.
Not now.
Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right. Have her call Ingrid. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. There's all kinds of donations.
Billions of dollars.
What? No. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Melissa, what are you thinking? Oh, Jesus Christ. Huh.
Okay.
How am I going to eat? Philippe! You're my skipper! What the?
What? Philippe didn't donate something. Did he?
No, that's he's just talking about what he can bring to the
All right, guys. Well, thanks
All right,
for
so
the donation.
I'm on the hook for that much.
It's not that much.
All right.
Not compared to what I had to do.
I'll match it.
Okay.
If that can get you back first class, hey, we're all in.
All right, guys. I think we've had enough fun for the evening, and we're going to see you in where? South Padre Island.
Padre Island. We're going to be sailing all the way up the Texas coast. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun, and we're all going to have a blast. And
All
we,
right.
we wish you were with us.
9:15 next Wednesday. We will be broadcasting live from the beach. We will have John Williams there. We will have Jeremy Leonard there. And, of course, we will have all the boats there. And we will have this woman right here who says she's going to win.
Yeah, well,
We'll have to see. First, you got to finish. First, you got to finish. All right, guys. See you in South Padre or see you online. Bye.